Article on Fox Weather, written by Andrew Wolfeck, Wulfeck, published on the 31st of May. Title: AAA reveals concerning trends among coastal residents ahead of a hurricane. The Atlantic hurricane runs through November 30th, with the first hurricane forming around August the 11th. Flooding is the costliest natural disaster in the United States, but is not covered by homeowners insurance. That's if you can get it. There's a 4-minute and 26-second clip. Let's hear what's said.
The start of hurricane season is now less than 2 days away. Once we get to the weekend, it's hurricane season. Both NOAA and Colorado State University anticipate an extremely active season. In fact, everybody does. The average amongst all the agencies, 24 named storms. This is being fueled by record warm sea surface temperatures in the Gulf, the Caribbean, and the main development region.
And we do have a very active few months ahead of Florida Division, as Florida Division Emergency Management is encouraging Floridians to take advantage of the state's disaster tax holiday.
This is something I used to take advantage of when I lived down there. And joining us now is the Director of Florida Division of Emergency Management, Kevin Guthrie, to discuss. Kevin, great to see you. It was great to catch up with you at the Hurricane Conference down in Orlando. We were on a panel together talking about preparation for the season ahead. I said I loved this tax holiday when I was down there for two reasons. One, you save a couple bucks, keep those in your pocket, and also it gets people thinking about the season ahead. Can you tell us about the tax holiday this year, the items that it includes, anything special or new this year?
Yeah, so Ian, you would be extremely impressed to know that we now have two 14-day sales tax holidays. We do one at the beginning of hurricane season now, and we do another in the peak hurricane season, so that in a season like we're about to have, people have the opportunity to replenish those supplies, also tax-free as we come into late August, early September. To the question of anything that's new, generators have gone from $1,000 up to $3,000. So now you can get tax-free breaks on $3,000 plus or $3,000 less generators. But the normal staple items that have always been there, food, water, flashlight batteries, radios, all of those things are still there and still available.
And Kevin, I heard you mention a season like we're about to have. This hurricane season, it's no question that it's predicted to be above normal or above average. Saving money is always an incentive, but for the residents there, how are you and your team kind of getting this message out to them?
Yeah, so we have 5 basic things that we're asking people to do in a potential supercharged season. What we want people to do is be ready for their one. Don't worry about how many we're going to have. We, the State Division of Emergency Management, are preparing for 04 and 05 combined. That would be a total of 6 storms. We don't want 6 storms to hit Florida, but that's what we're preparing for. So we have 5 basic rules. Number 1, it's time to get a plan. You can go to our website, floridadisaster.org/plan prepare, and get your plan started to build your kit. That's a second step. Make sure you're building the kit. Take advantage of the sales tax holiday going into this weekend in the state of Florida to build that kit and be ready. Third thing is we want people to know their home and know their zone. Know their home. What is the wind rating of your home? Or was your house built after 2004 to the Florida Building Code? If it was, likely story is you don't need to evacuate for wind. You're only going to need to evacuate for flood. That goes to know your zone. What is your evacuation zone? It's very different than your flood zone. So make sure you know your evacuation zone, usually A through F, in one letter, not a combination of letters, one letter in the state of Florida. Once you've got that, it's now time to keep your gas tanks and your electric vehicles halfway full. It's time to fill it up. What does that do? It keeps the runs on gas stations at half the capacity, helps us move the throughput through those gas stations when we need to do that, helps us move it through faster. And then the last thing is, if you're asked to evacuate, you've got that car halfway full, now we just need you to go tens of miles, not hundreds of miles. We do not need people to over-evacuate the state of Florida. That happened to Hurricane Irma, Hurricane Ian, Hurricane Idalia. We do not need people to over-evacuate. Only evacuate if you're asked to do so, and then only go tens of miles. You do not need to go hundreds of miles anymore. But that's the messaging that we're asking people to be prepared for this season. Be prepared for your one. let us be prepared for the multiple strikes at the state and at the local level.
Yeah, 5 things to know
I like that.
right now, and that is the key. I know this has been an especially busy time for you. It always is. The messaging in the lead up to the hurricane season, you guys have been doing a wonderful job of that. Again, it was great to catch up with you. That's the director at the Florida Division of Emergency Management, Kevin Guthrie. Thanks for being with us on Fox Weather.
As the hurricane season gets underway, experts at the American Automobile Association are warning that not everyone who lives in hurricane evacuation zones will leave before the threat for a storm. One of the AA members polled Florida came out on top by having the highest percentage of respondents saying they'd ride out the storm, and the number has gradually increased. Around 27% of Floridians recently told the Auto Club that they will stay in their home through a hurricane, despite being in an evacuation zone. Well, they're suicidal, I guess. Out of the majority of those who said they would evacuate, nearly 2/3 said the hurricane would have to be significant in order for them to leave. Well, that makes sense. Staying in the path of potentially deadly storm is just not worth the risk, Mark Jenkins, a public relations manager at AAA, said in a statement. Take steps now to develop an evacuation plan for your family and pets. If you're worried about property damage, contact your insurance advisor. Having adequate coverage will give you the peace of mind in knowing that anything damaged while you're gone can be repaired or replaced. I don't think you can even get insurance down there anymore. And if you can, you probably can't afford it. The reasons given by respondents for not heeding the advice from local emergency management or meteorologists change year by year, as socioeconomic issues often play a key role. In previous years, respondents have told AAA that their family health during the pandemic or rising prices were key hindrances for not evacuating. But in the run-up to 2024, there are new explanations for planning not to leave. 33% of respondents said they would want to stay to take care of their property, and 29% said they believe the storm will turn away from them. The response of believing the storm will turn away from their direction has gained popularity among the last several years, but the AAA did not delve into what's behind the reasoning. Tropical cyclone season runs through November 30th, and due to an impending La Nina hurricane, experts warn the year could be more impactful than previous seasons. Colorado State University released its annual outlook in April, which called for as many as 23 named storms, and NOAA recently said it expected in the range of 17 to 25 systems. The first named storm typically forms on June the 20th, with the first hurricane in the basin being tracked by August the 11th. Why won't Floridians evacuate for hurricane? 1. Want to stay in case there's damage to their home or property that they can fix. 2. Believe the storm will turn away. 3. Don't know where to go. 4. Financial reasons. 5. Can't bring pets. 6. Fear of looting. Well, looting always takes place. People take advantage of other people. That's just how it is. I'll attach the link. My advice is get the hell out. Tell me where you think I'm wrong. You can't, can you?